Thanks, Lawrence. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it, to live
Thank you.
somewhere with that back, that view.
That's a good wish.
Is an interesting topic.
I hope so.
Sounds it to me. Yeah, I think the Galactic Federation is sort of it's a term that's been around for a while, at least for me, 4 or 5 years. But it's you hear it more and more now, don't you?
Yeah.
It's definitely. So, are you channeling them, or have they got a message they're sending through you today?
More like they just want to say, hey, recruit some more.
Ah,
I'll
right.
probably I'll probably explain how you get to the testing and
Yep.
everything
Yep.
and where it's located and what it looks like, and there's also facilities there if you don't want to go test or attend some of the Galactic Federation's meeting as well, like
Hmm.
meet other entities.
Cool.
And I'll probably talk about some of the missions that I got when after I joined, something like that.
Yep. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, there's a few people I know that say they sit on galactic councils and things like that. I've never sort of gone any further than going, oh, that's interesting. So yeah, good
There's
to.
a lot of councils. There's Council of Nine, Council of One, per
Mhm.
se.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, you think how many councils we have through in our reality, and sub councils, and yeah, I can imagine
Yeah,
at galactic level it's going to be huge, isn't it?
I know. And there's even different collectives like Pleiadian collectives, Arcturian collectives. So there's more of them as well.
Well, I need to get myself a sexy background like that now, I think.
I just saw this in one of my like what do you call this, architectural groups. Then I saw it. Oh, I'm gonna grab that photo. Put it in my background. Oh boy.
The chair looks extremely comfortable, doesn't it?
I know. Yeah.
Looks like one of those chairs
Yep.
you could sit there and read a good book for hours, with the
Oh
natural
wow.
light from the
With a view,
forest.
yeah.
Yeah, it'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Oh boy.
Wonder where that is. Even if is it even real? Is it just something that's been generated?
I think it's probably the trees are real.
Yeah,
They just added the living space maybe.
yeah, probably have. Yeah, it's probably a jungle picture, isn't it? And then
Yeah,
yeah,
they just cropped it in.
I've got my new camera. It's super wide. It gets in so
Oh,
much
there you go.
compared to my normal one. It's about this wide. It's like I just realised it's got my calendar in.
I'm planning to get a better camera because I'm just using my computer camera. I did
Yeah,
have a mic now because the last time I went into live here, I have the earphone type
yeah.
and it didn't sound well.
Right. Yeah, the external mics, I've got an external mic's much better. My Mac's about 10 years old now, so the mic's actually broken, and if it plays through it's like it's really, and it's also the any sound that comes out of it is terrible, and the picture's poor. It's not
Oh
surprising.
boy.
It's 10 years old, so it's doing well. So yeah, I've got everything, got all these external things everywhere. And I've got it elevated because I'm getting to that point where sat at computers for probably 45 years now. My neck was going, oh, so much time like this, don't you, on your laptop? You go,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that's why I lifted my monitors. Like when I look like this, I'm looking at some of my monitors. I have like three monitors here going on. So when I look up, I look at another monitor.
yeah, yeah. My monitor's quite a bit higher. I always say it should be an arm's length away and just above your eye lines. That's what I've done.
Yeah.
And today I moved my laptop up onto a piece of wood, so it's the same sort of height.
Yep.
I've had this keyboard for ages, and I actually plugged it in today. So
Oh
remote
wow.
keyboard.
I like the ergonomic one. It's big though, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
a wavy one,
yeah. Is it the one that sort of goes in a shape like that? And
like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But something it's something like when you do this, it's curved like this, so you don't need to twist your arm, something like that.
yeah. These ones are quite thin, so you do end up with your shoulders sort of like.
Yeah, and then the pain in here is like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's about time that we should be. Well, I think you can already, can't you? You can plug things into your head, and it will actually, you can control it from there. So I'm sure we'll all be doing that eventually. So what time we got?
Still have some few minutes.
Yeah, earlier. There's always a few early birds, and then everyone likes to be on the dot or a few minutes afterwards. So what time is it with you?
1:53 p.m.
Yeah, all right.
It's like nighttime there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's winter time now, isn't it? So it's dark by 4:30.
It's getting colder.
Yeah, it's getting
The
cooler.
weird thing is that when I was like in when you start manifesting your own reality, right? Uh around around spring, I told the elementals, I said, can you just turn the heat just like around 22 Celsius? And the whole summer, only 5 days that went 35 Celsius, the rest 22. And
Yeah,
I was like,
perfect.
and I was like wishing right now, how about we just minus 10 degrees on winter this time? Then some of the cold area entities, the one who
Mhm.
lives in the mountain, like they call them Yeti, but they have a different name. Forgot that
Yeah.
they said you're gonna harm our environment. I said then a little bit lower that you can tolerate. And yeah, they said yeah, I will agree. I said okay, deal. Because we used to
Yeah, I've been
have
to
we
Canada.
can go like minus
Minus.
35, right?
Oh yeah, I've been to Canada. Went to Banff and it was -40. I remember
Oh
that. And
wow, I
went
know.
outside and your eyeballs freeze, don't you? You're like, ooh, you
Yeah.
blink, 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 blink because they're freezing. I remember that we went skiing there.
Yeah.
That's the coldest. In the UK, you get like -3 or 4. That's probably about it.
Yeah.
It's it's rare that it gets to that low.
We even have like minus 50, and that's without wind chill yet.
Oh wow, that's fresh.
I know.
Yeah,
Fun
minus
stuff.
10 is good.
And I'm from a tropical country, so it's more fun. I used to like 35 on the other scale, 40 on the other scale. So
That's a big difference.
I know. Oh boy. Yeah, I used to start in Winnipeg, so people normally look like astronauts when they walk. Like we have like 4 to 5 layers of
Yeah.
jackets, and we were like bulked up technically. Oh boy.
Yeah, we've got a thing over here called Michelin Man, where it literally is
Yeah,
a man with tires around, and that's what people look like. They got so many coats on, you can almost can't clap your hands.
I know. That's exactly the thing. I was about to get the term, but they look like Michelin Man. Yeah. Oh boy.
That's when you need 3 thermal vests and one of those jackets that's got that heating system in it. I've seen them nowadays. You have a little battery and it actually warms up, which is amazing. Yeah, it hasn't got that cold yet. It's not cold enough. I don't like wearing gloves. When it gets cold enough, that's when I put my gloves on. That's normally sort of -1, -2. But yeah, we're still got like 10 degrees today. It's quite warm.
Oh, wow. I think we're hitting -1, -7 recently.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go up to Scotland, about 800 miles north of us, that's about -2 at the moment. Ooh, got to that bit of my cacao that's a bit gritty. Mm. There's always a bit at the bottom, isn't it? Mm.
I remember I drink like the coffee.
Hmm.
Like for 10 years, I drink coffee for work and I drink it like water.
Oh wow.
Then Then the Arcturian said, "You cannot do that because you're interrupting something with your brain that disrupting your connection." Then I went to the med bay,
Hmm.
Galactic Federation med bay, and they upgraded some stuff in my brain that time. The next day, I stopped drinking coffee.
Oh
Like
wow.
I stopped drinking coffee without what you call that, a rebound. It's like something new. Some people, if they are addicted to drug, then suddenly you stop. They're like shaking. I can't remember the word for it.
Yeah, the withdrawal.
Relapse.
Yeah.
Withdrawal. There you go. I didn't get any withdrawal.
Yeah, because you often get caffeine withdrawal and you get like a stinking headache for
Yeah.
a few days.
Yes, like migraines
Most
and
people,
everything.
yeah, most people can't survive that 3 days of pain and they go back. Yeah,
And
I'm doing it at the moment and want to sort of juice cleanse and drinking cacao rather than drinking coffee. Uh, I've managed. I used to drink really strong coffee. You get grades like 1 to 6, and 6 is like rocket fuel. You drink that, and you're drinking that all the time. And
and I
yeah, I
and I
came off
drink
it, and that was
coffee
like,
from
oh,
morning till night without water, just coffee
oh wow.
every day for 10 years. So imagine when I just stopped one day,
Mm.
something like that.
Yeah, coffee dehydrates you as well. So
I
your
know.
poor body is probably going, give me some water. Welcome, people. We're just chit-chatting about the weather and the snow and giving up coffee and the Arcturian, and whatever. So, hello, hello. I mean, do pop in the message where you're popping in from, whether you're in Australia or Canada or the US or Europe or wherever you are. Let us know. All right, Larry. Good to see you again.
Hello, hello.
So we got
Ottawa.
Ottawa, BAUS, Hereford. It's not too far from me. Hello, people. As usual, we're just having a chit chat while people arrive. I'll probably give it to 2 or 3 minutes past, let people arrive so they don't disturb Lawrence when he's in his flow. But yeah, do put in the chat, or if you want to pop up on the screen and go, I'm from so and so, happy for you to do that. I was just saying where Lawrence has got his office is amazing, isn't it? He's high up in the trees. I'm expecting to see a chimpanzee jump across in the background or something.
Oh boy.
Hello, hello.
Good
That's
afternoon on
Ottawa,
my end.
Canada. People are popping in. So we're going to give it a few minutes, but do put in the comments where you're from. It's always nice to see where in the world people are. Looks like Canada's winning at the moment. Germany, hey, Rochester. We should have a background competition so you can get the amazing background. I think Lawrence wins today, that's for sure. Oh, Denmark. Look at
It's a
Denmark.
race.
It's like Alan's got one of those crystal lights, salt lamps. Is that a salt lamp? Yeah, yes, I got one of those as well. Just here, amazing things. My only problem with mine is it collects loads of water and it's a bit damp. Just keep emptying the tray out. Denmark. So we've got Germany, Denmark. Yeah, I think Europe's starting to win. I'll give it one more minute and I'll hand the mic to Lawrence. There's an interesting topic. Ping me a message says I want to talk about Galactic Federation recruitment for members from Earth volunteers. I was like, whoa, that sounds amazing.
I think it's been talked about by a few people as well.
Yeah. There's always someone that's not heard. isn't there? I mean, so as I was saying earlier, I've heard the Galactic Federation mentioned quite a few times, and in recent years, it's become something you hear a lot more people talking about. But I think a lot of us are like, yeah, sounds amazing, but what is it? How do I get involved? So, right then, we're in Oz. Oz, Australia is in the house. I think it's stupid o'clock in the morning, isn't it, Tracy? 5 or 6 in the morning. All right, we're at 3 minutes past. So welcome, people. I'm sure others will pop in as time goes by. So I hand over completely to Lawrence. The floor is yours, my friend.
Very quickly. So, hi, I'm Lawrence. I'm the representative of Angelus de Regalia Collective. It's an angelic realm collective and a member of Galactic Federation. I know some of you may be recruited and or chosen before you reincarnate here on Earth. So I'm just here to extend the invitation for some of you to do more light work for like other than what you're doing right now. And I will be discussing about the testing, where it is located, facilities that they have there, other stuff that you can do, or if you want to attend the Federation meetings. I can't remember if it's every 11th of the month, and you want to see meet other entities. But to access that, you may have to have either you set an intention or you can just remote view on the location on where I'm gonna tell you. So the Federation is looking for people for many different jobs or function, and it depends on your talent. If you're a light warrior, then you may go to subjugations or something like that. When I say subjugations, it's more like something like something that someone is going rampant, you have to calm things down, like a warrior type light warrior duties. Or if you are like a grid worker or even an ambassador, then you will probably help dispute two different races. And I will tell about some of how the missions come to me, and it depends per person on how it comes, because it depends on your modality, right? If you're fully telepathic, they come to you through voice. But sometimes if you're full embodied, they sometimes just grab your waist or like grab your feet like that and shock you while you're doing some drywalling mudding. So that happened to me, but I will talk about that later. So the testing area that I know about is in the backside of the moon. If you can look for it in the image, depends on where you are looking for in the world. There's gonna be a small square. It's prominent, a small square black spot. If you're on another part of the world, you will see it on the top. If you're on my end, you will see it on the bottom. So if you set the intention, or if you can remote view to go to that location, you will confirm it if you will be greeted by the guardians of that entrance. And normally, if they meet you, they will bow for you to like thank you for your services and everything. And when you enter, the first thing that you will see is there's a straight way, then there's a left turn. Left turn goes to the examination. You go straight, you get to see where the council meets or where the Galactic Federation meetings are held, like from different entities, and what's going to happen in the Earth realm per se. So you can watch it there, or you can even participate. Depends on the authority level that you will be granted per se. You don't need to be a member to watch the meetings. And if you don't want to take the membership test, you just go straight from that hallway or corridor from, I should draw it or something. better. Let me just give me a few seconds. It somehow looks like this. Whoop, there you go. So when you enter, left side examination, this is the like a coliseum type of conference hall. You go up, whoop, whoop, there you go. But you go straight, you enter the med bay, the one where I'm talking about that I had my upgrades so that I can stop drinking coffee. And I have invited some few of my friends and they went there and they didn't take the examination. They just head to the med bay to do some DNA upgrades or changes. Now, you can go there without doing the test. So, or you can just watch when they're saying, oh, we will have a meeting today. So you can just tap into that place. Now, there's plenty of ways you can go. Like I said, you can remote view or you can astral project there, or you can, before you sleep, you say, I want to go there with setting that intention. Or when you're meditating, just tell them to pick you up. Sometimes a flying saucer will come pick you up. Arcturian depends on the group that you are involved with. Could be anything. But I'm heavily involved with Arcturians and multiple galactics, but mainly Arcturians because of the medical stuff. So when you take the test, when you take the left, there's gonna be an elevator, and the one, if there's someone there, just say, tell them to take you to the examination area. If not, just speak in the elevator, it will take you there anyway. When you get to the examination, you will enter like a round room with like egg-like looking systems, like a chair, but it's inside egg something, and they will put you in that egg, and they will take test your frequency, base frequency, like because when you do your shadow work, your everything, your like how you do your healing, it changes your DNA, right? It upgrades you and it shifts your base vibration frequency because the change of your mindset, meaning the more you can take in, the more you can access above, the more optimistic you are, the more responsibilities that they can put on you. It depends on how you interact as well, right? So those are the ones that will be tested, your base frequency or vibration. And the other one is your DNA, meaning how much work did you do with your DNA expansion, right? So like if you have upgrade your DNA to the point that your light body quotient is high enough to do some certain task or something like that. So they will rigorously test you for that one, but I think the only fail rate that will happen if you have a history, a galactic history that you did some galactic crime on another planet, or that which is not of your records, meaning this is not your what you signed up for, because some of us may have reincarnated to be a tyrant king, but that is for us to experience being a tyrant. But if you did it regardless, that let's say you're a king and you're supposed to be a benevolent king in this lifetime, and you did become a tyrant on your own right, knowing that you should be a benevolent one, then that goes against the universal laws and everything. So it comes up with the records, and you may be rejected right off the hop. There is no like you can fail right now, but as you grow through your healing, you can keep on trying. As long as you're alive, even after this lifetime, you can keep on applying. Doesn't matter. And people ask me, why do I have to join the federation or something? For me, in my terms, I just think it's my like extra brownie points for my higher self, because I've seen my higher self evolve with every decision I make. And I like it when I do some certain things in this present time and it ripples positively in my future, and all of me benefited in all of me in all the dimensions, the dragon me, the angel me. So I just wanted to earn some more brownie points so that I can maximize this lifetime while we can do it, because in this lifetime we have free will. On other dimensions we don't, especially angelic area or higher realms, because we are, the higher you go, the more stricter the rules, because the higher your vibration, the more you go up, the more stricter it is. You switch a little bit, your vibration shifts a little bit lower or higher, so it's more stringent up on the higher vibration realms. So that's why there's a cheat in here, not really a cheat, more like a bypass, that since we are in a free will planet or free will reincarnation, we can do extra that the other us couldn't do per se. So what else is there? So okay, sorry, when I do that I'm talking to them sometimes. They're saying that sometimes you will get your designation when you pass, like when you exam. Okay, okay. So pull back a little bit. They said when you're being tested, where on you're on that cube, you will be run in multiple simulations. Like they will test your moral integrity, your unconditional love, on how will you judge every moment, like the boat is sinking, who will you save, something like that. But it's not that weird, it's more bigger than that. And it's you might be just testing for 5 minutes and you probably run 50 lifetimes on that cube. It's an accelerated phase. When I tried it, I didn't heard about it when I joined. I just went there to experience it because I'm already a member before I even get noticed that there's an exam for it. So some of us may already have been chosen. If you're not sure, call your galactic team, ask them, they will tell you. And normally when you have a galactic team on your back, you're under a council already and you're a member. So this is just more like a formalization for your selection. So there's two, selection and now your free will. You want to do more brownie points or do a good job, but don't take this if you're not done with your main lesson, like your main purpose of this life, because one of your main mission is being a human, because this is where your vessel reincarnated. Gaia gave you this vessel, so this is your main mission: make peace with your 3D life per se. So if you're still overwhelmed with your 3D life, then I suggest take the exam when you are traversing multiple dimensions already and reenacting multiple lives already, so that it doesn't overload you, right? So once you get your designation, it depends on which function you will be, like grid worker, light warrior, depends. And some of you picked off a lot of jobs on what kind of light worker you be. And normally people who said, I'm strong enough, picked up almost everything. And tests are more harder. So sometimes you will get some kind of one after another life lessons in this lifetime. And it's compressed one after another when you complete it, because your soul or you want to accomplish a lot of stuff in this lifetime so that you can relax in the end. How slow or how fast you want to finish it, there's no limit. If you don't want to learn the lesson, you can just delay it. They will just say there's no speed on it. You can learn through 250 lifetimes and it's fine. They will just say you're a slow learner. That's it. It's fine. So, but that's the advantage of this Earth sphere because it's ascending, and it's a very rare opportunity that you have a compressed timeline for multiple lives that you can compress into one. So you can relax. That's why some of your ancestors are, what do you call this? Envious, because they only have a one life path and they couldn't deviate. This is how they go in, this is how they go out. And that's why they are envious, because now you can jump, change your karma, change your lifetime, and jump to a different lifetime and relax once you're done with your lesson. So that's the exam and designation. Sometimes when you are finished with your exam, you won't get it, your designation. They sometimes haggle for some time, like where do you need to be, or which ones should be developed first before you get your own mission. So sometimes it will take a few days or a week for you to get your designation. And some of the designation that some of my friends got is like some of them became fleet commanders, like they did with Patrol, or like Star Wars per se, something like that. And some of them became light warriors. Sometimes you can even, if you can, I'm gonna explain one of my missions. Sometimes if you have the ability to jump, like Pleiadians, like teleport from one spot to another, and you can teleport from this galaxy to another when you're remote viewing. Sometimes they will give you a ship, and it doesn't have an engine, and it have a crystal core. And what they do is like, you touch it, and you have a star map, and you focus on that. The ship gives you the energy so that you can travel with it, so you don't overburn yourself, and you travel by constellation, because through your speed of thought, that's the fastest thing in the universe, not speed of light. So you teleport there with the ship, and people in the ship is your passenger. So you're like a driver per se. So you're like a driver. So missions could be as small as that as well. So you're just transporting people from one location to another. Or some people can they have angelic wings. They can teleport. Same thing, right? So is there any questions about the exam? Because it's maybe different per person so far before I continue.
Makes sense to me. Any questions from anyone? Don't be shy. Put it in the chat if you've got a question.
Let's see.
No questions from
Nope.
anyone?
Okay. So one of my missions that I have that I'm allowed to talk about is, okay, they want me to start how it came. So I was drywalling or mudding my wall, and suddenly, when a cat like just grab you in the leg like that, and you're like, you get shocked. But this time, imagine a lion grabbing your leg like that. So the paws are big and the claws are like thick, right? So they grab you on the leg. I ignored it. Then they grab your waist like this, so you can feel the claws from your side. I was like, "What's up?" By that time, I already got my designation, and they said, "You have a mission tonight." I said, "Okay, is it hard?" You'll know. You'll know, but they will give you something if they know that you have the capacity to succeed. Then it's a mission where I need to astral travel. So I did astral travel on a different timeline, an Earth timeline, where when some of us starseeds or light workers become disgruntled or get tired of humans, or they keep on, you don't put labels like karmics and everything. It's just the same thing as polarities, right? Or like labeling or racism is something like that. when people call other people karmics or NPCs, same thing, right? So when people suddenly like want some strong star seeds become deeply ingrove and got tired and become disgruntled, and people who have big awakenings already and they can manipulate their reality and they reside on higher dimensions on these timelines, they can manifest things. And if you are disgruntled, you change, you become destructive instead of creative. So they will sometimes send some volunteers like us, starseeds, to stop another starseed. So what happened in that timeline is that this starseed, you know, I can't remember the movie, the Keanu Reeves, the Earth stood still or something like that, where every bees are eating all the artificial stuff and reverting it back to natural. But this guy, he have a purple cloud, and everything that he passes, yes, he is reverting the same thing, reverting it to the same natural state, but every living thing on it, especially humans, are being killed. And all of the psychics at that timeline, or us per se, couldn't fight him. They're already gone. And what happened is that by the time he reached me, he noticed that I'm from a different timeline. So we fought, but my intention is not to kill him. My intention is to subjugate, neutralize in what we say, so that we can send him in Earth School. But the problem with this one, I couldn't talk through him. He's full of rage. The heart is full of, it's like a curse. The heart is like full of hate and it's full of stuff that I couldn't clear. So I have to use some spells per se to stop him. But the thing is, I died. I died. This guy is a very strong starseed. But like I said, they won't send you to any of these what do you call this missions if you don't have the capacity to perform it. Uh, I resurrected just beside my dead body in a different body because I have the capacity to do so. And at that time, I became a frail girl. And this guy's perception changed, like not in a good way, because I'm not a young girl, but more like a adolescent. So we talked it out, and he's about to kill me, but I said, "Can I hold that thing you're holding?" And I fumbled on what he did, on if I try to carry it. So he think I'm powerless and everything. What happened is that when I started to reconnect back to myself, one of my skills on that one is I have a copy skill, which I copied his powers. And it stopped on that one. The next thing it happened is that I'm I'm already holding his hand and I'm sending him to the Federation for re-education. And for when I say re-education, it's like what you call life review. It's like when you die, you will see all of what the things that you did. And the most painful part is that when you are now replaying everything that you did on the foot of the person that you're hurting. So you will see, feel, and everything what they felt on what you were doing. So you will see both sides of the life review. And so he had a life review on that end, and now he's going to his other self in another timeline, which is a better timeline than that one. But we couldn't, it's energy, right? We couldn't just destroy some timeline because it's indestructible. You have to transmute it. And if he couldn't figure it out himself, then someone have to do it. So that's some of the light warrior missions that will be sent out. And sometimes you will have to send out, like, if you have a very big heart, sometimes they will send you to rescue some crystal children in under caves, those like the where the 1% are kidnapping them and experimentation, and you may probably heal them on another planet or take them away from those rescue containment, something like that. So there's multiple jobs there, and sometimes you are in a team, sometimes not. The only thing that I think that will be nice with having to join is that now when you are doing your modalities in this plane, you can access multiple teams. Like, you can, when you're doing psychic surgeries and everything, you have access with Arcturian healing teams. When you're doing the psychic surgery, you can summon them, call them, and they will come. When you're doing soul integration, you can ask the Andromedan soul integration team, and they have 3 teams about soul integrations, and they can call them and make it more fluid. So there's different teams per galactics per that is specialized on their in their what do you call this, um, in their species per se. And I think the last time I have encountered is Grace. I think just yesterday I encountered Grace, and the problem was experimentation. Their problem that they told me is they experiment to develop it themselves because they already regress with their species. They're disconnected. So sometimes you have to be an ambassador for that, because not other than dark entities that come to you. Pause on that topic. Sorry. They're trying to teach me something. If any one of you are still using barriers to protect yourself from sleep and everything, Archangel Michael giving you bubble or visualization of bubbles and everything, they said, you're a light worker, just use your light. You don't need a protection barrier bubble. And you were like, what? I don't need that? How can I go? But remember, you're a light worker. You have to discover your inner light. And if you discovered it, nothing can touch you. But I have called something a converter that I use as a barrier, but not a barrier, but more like a converter. Like, if some people you're in a dense energy area, like there's a like heavy energy, like someone's arguing or something like that, then you can transmute that. So that's what I call converter. But you don't need a barrier per se, because you're a light worker. You should be able to use to convert energies right off the hop, and just use like your light. So because you're light, you once you tap into your inner light, you're untouchable. But you shouldn't waste energy, so just convert it. So that's what they're trying to say. Rico, please. I forgot what I was discussing before they interrupted me. Sorry, can't remember. I can't remember. So I'll jump into a different topic. The med bay in that moon surface. uh, the one thing that I got fascinated about that med bay is that it helps your vessel. And sometimes they will come and like, hey, go to med bay. You need some upgrades or something like that. Or if you already know about it, then you can just go there and ask for upgrades or DNA cup removal. Like you can even when I say DNA cap removal, sometimes you can regress back to your other age until you decide, because right now we are in a timeline where you can reverse everything, shift your DNA, change it yourself. But the only limitation that they are keep on telling me is you. Only you and your beliefs is the only limitation in this world. And if whatever's hampering you to stop believing in yourself, then you have to work on yourself, because it's always you on the front line before you decide on anything. I can say everything in here, but the last decision will be yours to make, not mine. And you cannot just always keep on blaming someone else for the decision that you made on the final attempt, right? So one thing that I have done on that med day is cure my dependence on coffee. And I've been drinking coffee since 25, 22. So it's probably 12 years already. And I drink it like water since morning to night. And and one day they said, go there and, because I said I want to stop. And can you help me? Then if I stop, I get a bad headache or migraine, like a withdrawal symptom. Even if I stop drinking, because it became a habit that when you get a headache, drink coffee. It will cure it. So it became a habit, a bad addiction. It also comes with emotions. You get used to being trampled on, you get used to the environment you're in. And sometimes you couldn't even know what to feel when you are in a better environment, and you always revert back because you're used to that and you're not safe. That's part of it. So I said, I'm trying to stop my coffee, but I still rely on it. Can you help me? So went to the med bay. I had some work done on my brain. And the next morning, I stopped drinking coffee to check it out. I drink water the whole day, never had a headache. No, nothing. No withdrawals. Until now, I'm just drinking coffee, water. And no drawbacks since then. And it's, I'm not saying that that's the end of it, but there's more that I asked them to upgrade. And because my vessel have some deficiencies, and so I went there a couple of times to have it fixed. So if sometimes you may need external help, or if you're trying to cure yourself and you may need some help, they're just there. You can call them, especially the Arcturian healing team, medical team. They are I think, the top. I'm not raising prejudice, but I like them more. You can prefer anything else, but I prefer them more. I think Pleiadians on my end is more on nurturing, and Andromedans are more on soul. They're more in the soul part, especially avians as well, psionically. So they have different what do you call this? Different um, strengths per race, but you don't have to suffer from your current. But like I said, try to um, don't try to take it as a like a miracle pill. You have to show them that you're determined to do the first leg of the job to do it. Like, I have a addiction, but you'll have to try to be determined to stop it first, then show them that you're determined to do it, and they will help. So because sometimes you can say, I want to do this, but you just say it, you don't do anything. So I get blamed for that a lot, especially on the angelic realms, because I always say, I understand, I understand. Then they will say, do it, support it with your actions. So Okay. Secret of manifestation, they're saying. Other than creating your reality, I think you guys already know it. Thought, beliefs, words you speak dictates your reality, right? But the hardest part is attaching emotions on that reality that it already come. Oh, I got a lot of clients today. I'm excited. Who will I meet? Actions. I have clients today a lot, so I have to prepare early. So I wake up. So the other one is actions, emotions, then what do you call this? Perfect time balance for everything. And you have to balance your 3D life, your resting life, and your passions to totally align to that future that you want. And that is how you master your manifestation. Why I have to imply that you have to be more stringent in this, because on the higher realms, the more you are mentally evolved or mentally matured with your learnings or in your healings, because everything happens just like this, especially seventh realm above. They normally let you learn a lot of stuff before you access those, because once you access those and you suddenly think of something and you didn't pull it back, it could wreak havoc somewhere, or it will ripple back to you 10 to 100 times, which is not good. So you have to be more cautious. That's why you have the slack in here. That's why it's slow. That's why it's hard to manifest, because you haven't removed the the limiting beliefs, and the one that, because all of us are technically one in every aspect. It's like a prism in a rainbow, right? You shoot white light in a prism, you see rainbow colors. I may be the red one, you may be a blue, another one may be a violet, different aspect. So once you reach a proper mental state and acceptance, and like how you see things on a higher perspective, then the more cautious you with how you say things, the more cautious you with how you label things, and the more you are more, because you're more cautious, because what you think happens just like that. And sometimes they stop you from ascending, because you may think of something just by looking at someone, and it ripples back at you and it affects you. That's why sometimes the lessons are hard. And I always tell this, that it's easy to look at the negative side, but it's hardest and more rewarding to see the positive side. And one more thing is that the words you speak, like quick example, like saying I miss you. I miss you meaning acknowledging you're lacking someone. Praying about I want to get rich. Praying is acknowledging that you are lacking money. By doing that, you send signal to the universe. I'm lacking money. What will universe do? Okay, here's the scenario. You lack money. It materializes, it reflects. So if you, they're calling it self-awareness and self-reflection. Now you have met me. It means that you are now encouraged to, when you meditate, dig deep into your self-awareness on the things that you do that may affect you when you're manifesting, because we are strong manifestors, especially the dragon group. So you have a lot of energies that you can transmute. And so that's sometimes when you get angry, it's it's big energy that it could affect someone else. So that's mental clarity, please. later. Sorry. What was I got interrupted? Sorry, what was I discussing again? They sometimes interrupt me. Any questions so far?
No, you just talk about beware in the anger and
Oh
self-awareness.
yeah, the manifestation. So yeah, they just said that pause on that one because yeah, and they said something like this. Let's say okay, let's say you say you keep on hearing me saying I am the representative of angelic realm and I'm a member of Galactic Federation. They said, I know you will ruffle feathers, and people will always say, why you, not me? Imposter syndrome, they say speak your truth, don't be shy. The more you hide your true self, but look, you have to be grounded and humble because now you have to learn how to handle your royalty. You are royal in your own right, and you have to handle it that way, that to like mental image, please. I kept getting disrupted. I forgot again what I was about to say. They're telling me some stuff that I'm noting something. So royalty, that's the word. Okay, thank you for reminder. So yeah, you're every one of you are royalty. You are chosen, and you don't have to be. Everyone is an old soul. You are just from a different galaxy. I know you miss home and everything, but your main quest at the moment is this life. And Gaia gave you this vessel to help contribute so that she can ascend, because this time it's crucial for her. One thing that accelerates manifestation is service to others. Let me rephrase this one. Let's say money. People think money is evil, but what if you reframe it? Mental image, Kaya? What if you reframe money and say it like this in your affirmation? Money, can you help me gain more of you so I can reach more people and access more modalities so I can have more reach on other patients that I am supposed to reach? And I could probably ripple and help other people with how I can do my service in whatever modality you are, uh, or what talent you can provide. So if you frame it like that, you frame it beyond yourself. And if you're focused on profit, it's like ping pong, they're calling. It's like, I need money, I hate money. I need money, but I hate money. I'm labeling it wrong. So you see, the thing couldn't move. And when you wish for something, did I say about that before? I'm not sure if they're trying to send some message from this group, but because the topics are being jumped from one thing to another, but let's just proceed anyway. So when you're manifesting, the universe will always say yes. And you probably ask, where's my reward? If like this, they will create a train of rewards for you, but you can keep on wishing. The train is there, but you may be waiting on a road without train tracks. By doing actions, no matter how small, baby steps, you build tracks slowly, and When you build those tracks and you completed it, you may have learned a big valuable lesson compared more precious than that abundance train that you have manifested way before. Okay. To compound of that, sorry, they're just dropping one after another. So when you want to compound of that, they said, at least do one or three things every day that will plant seeds for your manifestation, no matter how small. Do it every day. Because when you build a track and the train starts coming, every day that you plant seeds, different train comes for different seeds when it's time for harvest. So the harvest keeps on coming. So that's how you manifest infinitely later on. But like I said, when you build the tracks, it's the hardest part. But appreciate it, learn it, master it. So when you build multiple tracks later on, it's easier. And probably that's the first main track is overcoming what is your first life lesson in this lifetime. I had mine. I conquered mine. It's super hard, very hard. It's like facing a cliff, but I jumped anyway, 3 times already. So I hope you do the same. There is no wrong decisions. It's just longer or shorter decision. And just always reframe it that everything that's happening to you right now is for your benefit, no matter how bad it is. Imagine renovation. You won't, if you couldn't see past the chaos, you won't see what's coming new. And everything right now is breaking apart. And that is to make space for the new to come. You want me to talk about that? Okay. This is one thing to look forward to. I never told anyone about this because this is my favorite timeline when I was exploring timelines. This is the timeline that I'm trying to reach. That's why I keep on working hard on myself and developing stuff. And that's why the collective I'm in is called Angelus Regalia. Angelus meaning angelic, Regalia means tools. We create tools. And when I say we create tools, let's say you have a chakra system, I can add something on it, which is outside your activation, DNA activation. So we create tools, modalities, something like that. So the timeline that they want me to speak about is there is no vehicle. Everything is portal based, especially for everyone who are grid worker. They are being called later on in a few years' time. They will be creating grids for teleportation, like Harry Potter. But this one is like a magic circle teleport. Your vehicles is more on interstellar, if you need so. Like if you need to travel Andromeda, if you couldn't travel there yourself. People, the jobs are handled by AI. Some of you may have demonized AI, but by the time you keep on evolving your DNA, your IQ can hit 700, like Arcturians. When Arcturians what do you call this? Regenerate. They have like a kangaroo pouch where they birth them on their own selves, retaining their own memory, and they do that every 100 years. So they're like birthing themselves through their pouch, and their old shell they honor and for its service, and they grow again. That's why they serve for 500 years. And on my timeline, it doesn't have to be yours. The human on my timeline lives 900 years average, and your base look reverts back to 30 years old. And that's why there always a DNA activation. And there's modification and there's more. It's a process and we're getting there. And technologies have been starting to pop up in my timeline. There's even a metal discovered in this timeline where I'm right now, because every one of us, every one of you may be in a different timeline, and I'm just telling you what my timeline is. And we discovered a metal in this timeline that just reacts for hot and cold very aggressively, which is when you just put cold and hot water here, he just keep on flipping, free energy. So you see, we don't need combustion. And there's more technology popping up in my timeline, and there's even some algae that eats pollution, eats oil and everything. So there's that. And I could also say one of my friends' timeline, ETs or galactics are already down in their plane, in the Earth plane, and they're helping with their technologies. But my timeline I like more is where everyone have their own gifts as their new job. Your 3D job, don't be afraid to lose it when you are being called to. But don't just, I'm gonna go. I need more job, because we are still in a transition phase. Make peace with it. It's serving you. Thank it. Remember, shed your old beliefs. It's serving you. It's providing you. So be appreciative. Be of gratitude. That is your highest key to vibrate higher. Be of gratitude. That's the highest form of prayer. And it's, as long as it's serving you, then thank it. It's providing food on your table, thank it. Because we're still in transition. Now, on my timeline, everything is being reverted back and houses are different. And of course, ETs per se is already here. There's no veil or veil. And I'm not gonna answer if Earth's flat or round. Depends on your what you want, but your reality, right? But at some end, all our timelines will merge, and my timeline will merge into yours, and technologies discovered are gonna merge as well. And that's where I'm jumping on. That's why I'm working on it on this lifetime to unload all of my lessons so I can relax. And when I talk to my team like that, my lessons are day after day, and I get nagged when I don't do something, because they said, you want this one, it's the hardest part, but you have to work on it. So they will teach you stuff that you have to align with that timeline. So if you want to visit timeline, just ask your spirit team if you can have access to time magic or dimension magic. You will see it. Some of you are gifted to see multiple dimensions. I have access to life and death per se. That's why sometimes they send me to missions where some can die, and hell, heaven. And so it depends on your gifts, on what you have access to. And is there any other questions so far?
I think there's one question in there in the chat from Alan. He says, "Were you led to the council by the dragons?"
No. I was led here by the Galactics. And when I say Galactics, other than the Arcturian and everyone, there's a galactic dragon, there's a galactic phoenix, there's a galactic unicorn. And don't limit them to be the ETs, they're galactic mantises. And sometimes there's galactic worms to be, perhaps don't limit them, because even dolphins are more psychically evolved, and whales. So, and they're from avian. underwater stuff. And I'm only led to explore this group for recruitment because I think there is some people here that are being called to. And this is more like if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. Stop procrastinating. This is it. It's not what they're saying. If they keep on praying for a sign, this is it. So I think that's my message for the day. And I hope it helped. And I hope I'll be seeing you more, every one of you, if all of you get to be in a joint mission to do something. Doesn't have to be light warrior duties. So anything, something like that.
Beautiful. Thank you for all that. And has anyone got any questions? There was a lot of information there, and it a lot of it made sense to me. A lot of it hit home as well. So thank you for that. But anyone else got a question? If you want to type it, or if you want to open your mic, you're welcome to speak. Don't be shy. This is your moment. This is your sign, maybe. Well, you know where Lawrence is. There'll be the link. So if you're a bit shy to ask now, I'm sure he'll answer the questions if you sort of post it against this video once it's loaded up, or contact him. A few comments coming for you.
Thank you for having me, and keep healing. The world needs you. There's only one you, and there are people who are waiting for your healing, and they are part of your soul contracts. And like I said, they are waiting for you. So keep on chugging along. Your light worker duties are being called, and I hope that you find your light, as it is the brightest thing that is making Gaia ascend. So thank you as well for your services. I think that's it. That's all for me for now.
Thank you for the message. Has anyone got any last minute questions? No, just lots of thank yous.
Alert from calendar. Heart with ribbon. Dream mark. Richard Rudd Clubhouse.
Yeah, I need to go to the mark. Cool. If there's no questions, I mean, as I say, Lawrence is there if you want to send him any questions later. The replay will be up in the next couple of days. There's a lot of information there, so you probably want to rewatch it a few times and make some notes. I've made about 10 pages of notes. So, Lawrence, thank you very much for sending that information to us. And yeah, if ever you want to come on again and share anything, just let me know and we'll organize it.
We'll be waiting for your cool stories.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, there you go, everyone. See you all soon. Bye.